Hello everybody, welcome back to an EDF 4.1 video. Today this is the final video. We're looking at the Fencer in this series of showing off all the weapons that are available in the game. And once again, I'm making these videos just to have a complete list of all the videos, or all the weapons that are in the game. And if you look down the list here, you can see I have 801, and that is the total number of weapons that you can get in the entire game is 801. However, the DLC will change that number. So the 801 is excluding the DLC. Just keep that in mind. If you have the DLC, you know, it's going to be a different number there, and once again, it's going to mess up your count. So in the CC Strikers, we have 24 weapons total. And as I said in the other videos, just pause this video and look as I go through the list here, and then look at your list and compare it to you know, the weapons you have and the levels you have, and that way you can see exactly what you're missing and what weapons you still need to collect. You know, once again, I haven't really found anything online that has a really good, simple list to look at, you know, that doesn't include the DLC, because that just always messes up the weapon count and makes it confusing to figure out exactly what weapons you're missing for the complete achievement, as well as if you just want all the weapons for a single character. So there are 26 CC Piercers, Spine Driver level 84 being the most powerful. And once again, at the end of this video, we'll do a showcasing of some of the Fencer's best weapons, so you can kind of see how they work, see what they look like, and kind of the ones that I prefer to use in various situations. There's 23 shields, and I don't know, I seldom use the shields, but they can be useful in certain situations, especially against maybe flyers that have a lot of projectiles, or a mission that, you know, there's lots of projectiles coming at you. Shield is good to have. For the automatic artillery, we have 32 weapons. Once again, keep in mind there's no DLC extra weapons on this list. Fortunately for the Fencer, he only got 2 weapons that were extra DLC weapons, so it doesn't mess up his numbers too much. Yeah, once again, as I scroll through all these, feel free to pause the video and, you know, compare it to your list so that you can see exactly which weapons there are and which ones you may want to get and the levels that are related to them. I couldn't think of a better way to do this except for maybe just make a, you know, kind of spreadsheet. But even looking at a spreadsheet, you know, sometimes isn't all that great, and, you know, it can be a little confusing. And so I just thought showing the in-game lists would be the best way to do it. Even though the levels, you know, seem to be mixed up, they're, you know, organized by category, and it should look the same for you as well. All the weapons should be in this order. See, like suddenly we're at level 0 again, because the battle cannons, you know, are in a different category than the mortars. So the, you know, the level kind of starts over there. And the Fencer has the least amount of weapons in the game, which is a little odd since he can have 4 different weapons at once. But there are 22 in the missile launcher category, and this is the final category for the Fencer. Keep in mind, some of these missile launchers only work with the guide kit, the targeting system from the Air Raider. So many of these cannot be used, sadly, unless you're with an Air Raider friend or ally, playing with friends or online. Especially the ultimate one. The ultimate weapon, you have to use it with an Air Raider. Only with the guide kit. So the Fencer has a total of 161 weapons and 2 DLC. So you can say 163 total, but from the game only, there's 161. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. Dynaforce Blade is his ultimate sword. You can always do double swords, but I want to show off maybe the roller as well. There's also an axe. You know, quite a few different varieties of strikers, hammers, axes, blades. But I'm going to show off the final 2 here, the roller and the sword. And then let's go ahead and do one of the missile launchers. Once again, I can't show you the ultimate missile launcher without an Air Raider doing the actual targeting, nor the level 81. So the one you can use by yourself is the level 71, the high altitude impact launcher. And with that, let's go ahead and look at the ultimate mortar weapon that he has to offer. This will probably be a little bit shorter than my other videos because the Fencer can have 4 different weapons at once. So I can kind of show off 4 weapons simultaneously here. And yeah, in a way that makes him pretty useful in various situations, because you can take whatever you need for the situation and adjust your strategy to the situation with a combination of 4 different weapons. Let's go ahead and just do the first stage. Pretty easy one to show off some of these. Now the hammer can be powered up, and it's a little ridiculous. It pulls the Fencer forward and digs up the ground. And it's really hard to see, but yeah, you're just smashing through a bunch of enemies. Pretty much every enemy you hit is going to be killed if there are normal enemies, but it's really hard to see what's going on because of all the sort of dirt effects. The blade can be powered up too, as you can see, and he does like a jump slash. And of course the Fencer always gets chewed on. Usually you don't have too much time to actually power some of these CC weapons up, because the chaos and the speed at which you're having to fight in this game. But yeah, the vibro rollers are pretty interesting. You can use it to go through a line of enemies. It just makes it hard to see. The dispersal mortar is like the Rangers' stampede, shooting a bunch of grenades at once. They're kind of explosive mortars, and yeah, if you're not careful, you can hurt yourself pretty easily with it. Got to be real careful with your shot. The impact launcher, of course, shoots heat-seeking missiles that are pretty good. They go straight up, which is nice. So usually you don't hit yourself with it. and they'll come straight down on the enemy. So it takes a while, but they're pretty devastating once they come down and get the enemy. The lock-on speed is pretty decent too. So the launcher is actually pretty good. It doesn't stun the the fencer like some of the other weapons. And you can even double up on them if you need to, and have 20 different ones. But yeah, the mortar need to be a little careful. Shoots a bunch of explosive grenade-like projectiles. Does a lot of damage. But care must be taken. Sadly, there's only 2 shots for the ultimate version, but as you saw, of course, it shoots a pretty large number, about 6, I think. 6 exploding mortars at once. And you can use this vibro roller to, dash kind of towards something if you need to. And once again, it's a little hard to see what's happening because he just plows through stuff. The range of the sword is actually decent as well. And once again, there was a ant corpse in my way. But yeah, these weapons are pretty good. The high altitude impact launcher I've found quite to be useful in many situations against ants and flyers as well. Similar to the Air Raiders Noggling. And of course it can be reloaded, unlike the Air Raiders Noggling. And they're pretty efficient, and them going straight up and then coming down can be useful. Often it misses buildings that way, and you don't have to worry about hitting certain things that get in your way of the enemy. Okay, let's keep going here. That was 4 weapons. Let's go to the piercers category. I'm going to show the ultimate jackhammer. I think the jackhammer weapons are kind of underrated. When you're completely surrounded, the jackhammer can actually be pretty powerful, and it does a lot of damage. Short range, but quite a bit of damage. And we'll also look at the spine driver MA here, the ultimate of the spine driver weapons. And then back to the artillery here. Let's look at the ultimate Gatling cannon. The Gatling weapons are very good against, swarms of enemies. Just shooting lots of bullets. And then under artillery, I wanted to show off, of course, the Javelin Storm ZD. This is the ultimate version of the Javelin weapons. And it's one that's not used all that often, I don't think. It's hard to aim, but it's pretty cool. So the jackhammer, is basically like punching. Has fairly limited range, but the reload is incredibly quick. And if you have like double jackhammers, it's really good in a situation where you're surrounded by bugs. And that often happens with the fencer, since he moves slower than some of the other characters. He's often getting swarmed more often. Well, yeah, I find the jackhammer to be pretty good, and the reload is quick too. The spine driver can be hard to aim, but it's a one-shot kill for most enemies. Does quite a bit of damage. Sadly, only 8 shots in the ultimate version here. But it has decent range. And yeah, once again, it looked like I was perfectly targeting that guy, but kind of missed most of the shots. So it's not an easy weapon to master. But the jackhammer is kind of for those that just want something that they can handle a swarm. You don't really have to aim all that much, and it pretty much hits its target. You can even punch like robots and stuff if you dash in and get close. if some of the robots are, occupied. So the Javelin Storm shoots a massive amount of these kind of bee-like projectiles, kind of like what the Hornets shoot in the game. And if you target it right, it can be pretty good. A rain of death down on swarms of enemies. It can also be used point blank, as the point blank shot shoots like 30 javelins at once right into something. And the hand Gatling is, as expected, a very powerful machine gun. Have to be careful of the recoil, as it kind of pushes the fencer's aim upward a little bit. It also makes him a little bit slower in his walking. So usually it's best just to stand there and blast away. Just kind of do a wave, kind of like what you would do with the Ranger and the AF-100, although this has a lot more ammunition. Of course, a slower reload, but a lot more ammunition. And of course, he just looks cool when he's reloading it. Gotta hold it up in the air. Show the world. Well, yeah, I found the Javelin Storm to be pretty good, and I don't think that many people use it all that much, but it's incredibly fast, and it can be really good against large swarms of enemies, so try it out if you haven't. And Gatlins are always a must weapon for the fencer, I feel, as well. Also, yeah, the jackhammer too. The jackhammer MA is not to be underestimated. Now, of course, the blast twin spears, which I'll show off, is one of the iconic weapons for the fencer because it gives him an extra dash. So I'll go ahead and use a shield here to show off the ultimate shield, of course. I want to show off the ultimate weapons, although there won't be a whole lot to show with the shield. While you have it out, it reduces all damage by a certain percent that the fencer takes, and of course you can also deflect projectiles, but the timing can somewhat be difficult, and usually you're not ready for it. And let's look at his ultimate artillery here, the 35mm battle cannon, and one of the shotguns as well. The Dexter automatic shotgun is his ultimate shotgun weapon. And we'll go ahead and do a different stage here since, yeah, I kind of want to show off the cannon here, which is the long-range weapon of choice. Very, very powerful, does a lot of damage. So this is the ultimate shield, the Great Shield. And if your timing is right, of course, you can, block projectiles. But the battle cannon, can pretty much be a one-hit kill on most things, including these Hector robots. It's got a terrible recoil, but it's great. And the shotgun here, is a good spread for if you're getting, surrounded by enemies. Shoots a spread of, bullets, very similar to the shotguns that the Ranger has. The battle cannon doesn't pierce, sadly, so sometimes, small units can get in the way. And you may have to aim it a little high, of course. But if it hits, it's pretty deadly. You can also take out some of the transport ships incredibly fast. But it is pretty big and takes up a lot of your screen. I don't know how the fencer carries that thing around. It's got to be heavy. And with the twin blast spear, you can, dash around quite quickly around the map. You can use your dash combined with the twin blast spear, which gives you a quick thrust, and use it to dash around. The Great Shield also has a lot of energy for deflecting projectiles. But once again, unless you're a shield expert, you may not use it all that much. But yeah, this is how the fencer can really get around the battlefield quickly, is using the twin blast spears. And once again, you have to take really careful aim with the battle cannon, remembering that it moves in a kind of an arc. But if you hit, you're pretty much gonna one-shot kill everything. Pretty epic. Great for just sitting back and taking enemies out. Okay, real quick here. I want to show the Blast Twin Spears doubled up, because he just looks cool that way. And it's a great way to dash around the the field and wherever you're at. A really good way of escaping enemies as well. So just for fun, I guess, I think I showed off everything pretty much, but yeah, the double blast spear here plus dashing makes you move really quick and right into the ant's mouth. Ugh. Yeah, I kind of wanted to show off how quickly you can get around the field with these two weapons. And you can just blast through swarms of enemies. It can be hard to see, of course, but it's a good way to escape swarms that are attacking you. And holding double battle cannon just looks cool. Not very efficient, but it looks cool anyway. Oh yeah, the cannon has a zoom on it too. So kind of like a sniper weapon. You know, you can actually zoom in on your target to help you with the aiming. Yeah, one great strategy is using these Blast Twin Spears, M4, to just dash all over the map and kill things, anything in your path along the way. And the reload is decent. They do quite a bit of damage. And you can use them close range as well as semi-ranged. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I want to thank everybody for watching and hope you enjoyed. Just kind of showcasing the fencer. I know it's a little shorter since I could show off 4 weapons at once. And so I pretty much showed off all the ones I wanted to show off. But there are several others that I recommend trying out. And I just wish you luck in that collection, getting all those weapons. The fencer's more useful when he's used with an air raider. A lot of his weapons work better with air raider, so try this out with your friends playing as the fencer. Definitely underrated. But I want to thank you for joining me. We'll see you all in the next Japanese video. Check out my main channel, the link is in the description, and I'll see you all next time. じゃあまたね